Hi, my name is Lorena. I'm a spiritual life coach and a breathwork teacher, and I'm primarily focused on teachings by Neville Goddard, and I'm here to help you shift your state of being and recreate your reality. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching or you would like to do transformational breathwork with me, I've got the information for that linked below in the description box. Today's topic is all about the importance of persisting in your assumption and really fully committing to your desire, and why you should not have a plan B in case your manifestation doesn't come to pass or it doesn't work. So especially if you keep going back and forth, you believe one day and then the next day you don't, then this video will be for you. So especially with desires that are a bit more emotionally charged, or where you might have a bit more emotional attachment to it. You might find it a bit more challenging to manifest this, although technically it's the same thing, but maybe one day you do believe, and then the next day you have doubts and then you don't. One day you might feel like you're living in the end, and then the next day you're completely out of the state and then you feel like you failed. It really takes vulnerability and an open heart to fully commit to your desire no matter what. And I get that it's scary, because what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What if you fully commit and you go all in and you live from the end result and then it doesn't work? That's the fear that most people have. But I am here to tell you that you should really let go of any plan B. If you know what you want, let go of any plan B, regardless of how scary it is. Neville Goddard also says that you cannot serve two masters, which means you cannot be in two opposing states of consciousness at one time. So you can't simultaneously live in the end and then don't. You can't believe and also doubt. You can only be in one state of being at one time. And if you slip back and forth and you go in and out and you don't fully commit to your desire, because every time you have a doubt, you let that sway you off course and you make it mean that it's not working. If you keep another option open, that other option is going to be a potential outcome for you, because it's going to be part of your state of consciousness. One of Neville Goddard's core teachings, consciousness is the only reality, also means that you can consciously choose to disregard any other possibility other than the one you want. It's a radical choice to believe no matter what. And any fears and doubts or negative feelings that come up as part of the process or as part of the bridge of incidents are only temporary. They feel difficult, I get it, but in the grand scheme of things, they are not relevant, because they are not permanent, and because they don't have any meaning or any power over you aside from the power you give them and aside from the meaning you assign to them. You might not always be able to control your thoughts, and you don't have to, but you can choose not to believe everything you think. My cat agrees. As long as you have a plan B that you keep open as an option, just in case it doesn't work, that will be an option. If you know exactly what you want, if you don't, then that's another story. Then you need to get clarity on that first. But if you know exactly what you want, then you can drop your plan B. The only thing that's keeping you from committing 100% to your plan A is fear. Choose to drive anything other than what you really want out of your consciousness and make what you want your only reality. And it's important that you're really honest with yourself. Like, be honest with yourself right now. Are you really 100% committed to your desire? Are you really 100% committed to your preferred self-concept and your preferred state of being? Or are you leaving the door open to other outcomes, other possibilities, states, or versions of yourself, just in case it doesn't work? It's a different story to surrender and to accept your circumstances because you are solid in your state and you're not doing it out of fear. You're doing it because you're not fighting your circumstances, because you're surrendered. That's a different story than accepting your circumstances from a state of fear because you're settling, because you think you can't have what you actually want. If you really want something and you believe you can have it, then you don't need to prepare for an alternative outcome. It won't even be a possibility for you. It won't even be in your consciousness. If that's still the case, if that is still in your consciousness, then it's just a sign that you haven't shifted yet. It's simple, because really the only thing you need to do is decide. Make a radical choice to believe no matter what. And whilst it's simple, I understand that it's not easy because you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position if you drop any plan B, any alternatives. You may get fears and worries that what if it doesn't work out? Because especially if that's what you've experienced in the past, that makes sense. That's a valid fear then. But the past does not define your future. It may be scary to commit to your desire and to really persist no matter what, but it's worth letting the fears wash over you. It's worth walking through them, letting it happen, and transcending them. Because if you really want plan A, if you really want what you say you want, and you also don't want to be stuck where you are now in the back and forth, because that's not fun, then stick to your plan A. Stick to what you say you want. Even when it's difficult or nothing seems to work or you don't see any progress, persist nonetheless, because it will pay off. If you found this helpful, feel free to subscribe and leave me a little comment with what you want me to talk about next. Persist, keep going, and I'll see you soon.